Hey everybody, my name's Christian and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a new disc review just released from Discmania. It's a little surprise. Well, as many of you may have heard, that Discmania kind of pushed the release date of the PD3 up because of widespread shutdown across the country for the novel coronavirus. This virus has been wreaking havoc, all over the world, and the U.S. is not exempt from that. So, because the factory is going to be shut down for a little while, they went ahead and released these early. So, I am here to give you guys an unboxing, a first look at, and a good review, including some good throwing videos of the new Discmania PD3. So, let's get into this package. I've been really excited about the release of this ever since I heard about it. It's been rumored for a while that Discmania was going to release a super overstable wind fighter disc, and the PD3 rumors had circled and circled and circled until finally it was announced that for the European Open this year, they were going to release a run of below sea line PD3s. Flight numbers on these PD3s have been rumored out at 11 speed, 3 glide, 0 turn, and a whopping 5 fade. Basically, these things are going to be meat hooks. And a lot of people are already saying they're going to be very comparable to the Innova Max. And before I bring these out of the bag, I'm kind of itching, I have an Innova Max. This is a Metal Flake Max that I've had in and out of the bag for a while. It replaced the one that I lost, which was nearly identical to it, except for this one's a little domey. My other one was board flat to almost puddle top. So it's been a little weird kind of having this in and out of the bag. But let's get to what you came here for, the PD3. And oh man, these are pretty. Alright everyone, I give you a first look at the Discmania Glow Sea Line PD3. I picked up 3 of them because I definitely see myself bagging these in the future. Actually, probably from this point forward, I see myself really bagging these. So I went ahead and grabbed 3, that way I could have one to start testing out, and then eventually, replace with a few backups, things of that nature. But I kind of also wanted one to kind of hold on to. So these things, from what I've understood, are not going to beat in lightly. It's going to take forever to beat them in, so I'm pretty sure having one and a good backup should be good for now, at least until a stock run comes out later. But this Glow Sea Line plastic, and this thing is awesome. When I first picked it out, I kind of thought it was almost like a ghost stamp, like a ghost holographic, but not quite sure if it's going to pick up with the light. But that is the Starfoil, and I will go ahead and leave a picture or something in the video, or I'll give you guys a better close-up view of this later. But this is the Starfoil on this one. I've got kind of the turquoise greenish blue on this one, and I've got that good sapphire blue there. I think the sapphire blue is probably going in the bag first, so this is the one I'll be kind of holding on to and handling here for a while I do this video. First, I love the stamp. That Fierce Lion stamp, that Beast stamp, I absolutely love it. And I've always been a fan of European Open stamps, so this one right here is very, very quickly becoming one of my favorites. Plastic feels good, very nice. It's not super stiff. It's got a little flex and a little grip to it. So you're really going to be able to get a good grip on the disc and really be able to power into a drive, which you're going to need to for this disc. So let's get a little profile look. For the profile, it's not board flat. It's not domey. It has a very light, kind of uniform dome across the entire flight plate. So it's not really pop top. It's not really super flat. It's kind of got a very, very narrow or gradual little dome that kind of just uniformly goes the entire plate. You can see on the rim, it kind of goes down and then kind of drops a little once it starts into the rim. And then, if you can see it there, that real big blunt nose. That was, in some of the preliminary photos I'd seen online circulating around about this disc, it was that the front leading edge of the rim, the nose of that disc, is so fat and just blunt that this thing's going to want to get to the ground really quickly. So, I mean, this is going to be a good 11-speed utility driver, mainly forehand for me, and possibly some overhands or grenades I can see doing with this disc. But I like to feel that the rim is very comfortable in the hand. So we'll get out the Max in comparison. And just kind of looking quickly, that front leading edge, and you can't really see that from there, the height of that leading edge isn't quite as tall as the PD3. So this right here is almost a little sharper on that leading rim, but I've got one of the OG Metal Flake Maxes right here in my hand, and it's super, super stiff. That's one thing I've always kind of disliked about it, was it was almost uncomfortable to throw. So that's why I'm kind of really excited to get this, because this is a little softer, a little grippier, definitely going to be a little more user-friendly as far as being able to get a good grip and pull out of this disc. So that's about as much as I can do right here, sitting in my living room. So I'll get these out today, and we'll get over to my local park and spend some time outside in the sunshine, still staying away from people and everything like that, but I will spend a little time out in the sun. It's a beautiful day out today. So we'll find a nice open empty spot of grass away from everybody else, and I'll give these I'll definitely give it a few really good test runs as far as flight goes, and I will see you guys over at the park. Hey everybody, I'm out here at Bristol Park now, and like promised, bringing you some flight videos of the new Discmania Glow Sea Line PD3. I've got two of them here. So I've got my kind of seafoam green stamp, my blue stamp, and I'll be comparing it alongside the Innova OG Metal Flake Max. So let's see how these things fly. I'm expecting them to be very overstable and complete wind fighters. There's no wind currently out right now. Every once in a while there will be a little bit of left to right, just crosswind, but as of right now there's nothing really going on. So let's get into some throws. Alright guys, and here we are with some voiceover, kind of taking you through what's going on in case you can't really see it. I'm going to go through flat release twice on this. I kind of screw up a little on the first go around, as this is actually my very first time throwing this disc. It came out very fast out of the hand. Almost felt like throwing something a little faster than an 11 speed, but it came out nice and clean. I really liked the way that it released out of the hand. It released very comfortable. Didn't feel like it was ripping my finger as it came off, kind of like the Max normally does. So I kind of throw this one a little closer to the ground. Little molehill that I kind of stepped on there. So trying to make sure my footing is going to be secure on this next throw. Got the Max in the hand. And I will say I do really, really like the Glow Sea Line plastic as compared to the old Metal Flake plastic. A little bit better grip, so it's going to be able to give a cleaner release. So here's some more flat releases. And coming in And that one right there is this nice dead straight. I was noticing that these are flying about 275 feet before starting to really fade when I get on at full power. It starts a gradual fade, and then the moment it starts kind of slowing down, that dump really kicks in. So I got a little bit of air underneath this one, and it just kind of hyzered a little early, but it's still moving left, not even a hint of turnover or flip up on it at all. And then here's with the Max. And one thing I do notice with the Max, when throwing it, it immediately wants to hyzer straight out of the hand. I mean, this thing is the most overstable disc I've ever thrown. So, let's get in some anhyzer releases. See how well this holds a turnover. So, I kind of put this one up on a good anhyzer angle, but put it just a little too far up in the air. And it just kind of stalled out, and you could barely see it coming down, kind of in line with those houses to the left. It just kind of stalled out and came down to the earth. It was almost vertical by the time it hit the ground. And here's a little better line on it. It's probably about the height I should have thrown the first one. And it got to about the apex of the flight and then kind of flattened out for a second and then started that fade. But unlike the flat release, this right here was slowed down by the time the fade started kicking in, that it just dumped. And that's probably the best turnover line I've put on it, and that was the Max. And I actually clipped the top of that middle tree right there, but it was wanting to fight out as soon as it released my hand. So here's some hyzer lines going right at that little white sign in those trees. It's about 325 to 350 away. These are coming up right about 300 to 310 on a good full power hyzer. Making sure I give these plenty of good height, good width, so I could really see the flight of the disc. And these things are just one consistent fade from the moment it leaves the hand on a hyzer angle all the way until it hits the ground. This is actually some pretty tall grass, but still getting some good skips. This rim really likes to skip. And here's the Max. And I knew I had to put a little extra juice on that one to get it to really get up there. And basically the theme of this entire throw session are my PD3s are getting about 30 to 50 feet more distance than the Max, but on very similar lines. So here we got some flat forehands. That one right there had a good skip to it. I'm just trying to keep these low on just a straight laser line. Second throw there. Put a little extra power behind that one, and it still gets a good skip. Forehand, a little extra snap. It's going to give these a really nice straight flight before really finishing to the right. And here's the Max, and I almost released this with just a little bit of anhyzer, but very similarly, it's going to fly straight and then start really dumping to the right. Now on some anhyzer releases, I kind of just threw this one a little too low to the ground, and it was getting flat by the time it hit the ground, but I just didn't put the right height on that one. So here's a little better line on that. So for a forehand flex shot, it's going to start moving left and then get to the right, and these are going about 270 feet. And here's the Max, and this thing just, as soon as it's out of my hand, it starts fighting back to flat and then hyzers. So let's get into some forehand hyzers here. Coming in, just a nice, fluid, smooth forehand hyzer shot, and those are going about 250. And I'm trying to put this second one just a little bit lower, see if I can get some good ground action off a good hyzer skip. And actually took a nice, almost anti-skip, skipped straight for a little while, and then the flight plate kind of tilted back toward me and it flared to the right. And then there's the Metal Flake Max, and these things are almost getting, if I put any height on them, they're almost vertical by the time they hit, so they're kind of bouncing where they are. So let's go through a couple overhands and you'll see why I don't throw overhands. Start off with a Tomahawk, and this goes maybe 220 feet. It was just getting to the flight plate
whenever it hit the ground. So it kind of hit and then slid for another 20-30 feet. But I didn't get a full flight out of that one. And my thumber, again, needs work. So I kind of put this a little high. There it goes up. And due to being a white disc, you can't really see it come down. But it comes down pretty well vertical. It had a nice slow pan to it and then hit and stuck. So we got a 1 o'clock forehand roller. So a little bit of cut angle on it, and this thing moves to the right for a long time. Doesn't want to flip up. Keep in mind this also has some taller grass and very slightly going uphill. If this was flat and short grass, that would probably flip up just a little bit quicker. And then here we got the 12 o'clock roller. Straight up and down, and it's still going straight, and now bending to the left. Finishing with a little curl there, and that's going to be pretty much it for the test flights.
Alright guys, and that pretty well wraps up my first flight review of the Discmania PD3. I'm really liking the way this flies. It's very, very overstable. It's got a little more glide than the Max I was throwing, but not enough to really make that big of a difference. I was getting maybe 30 feet more of distance out of them, but that Max there is kind of like throwing a manhole cover. It does not fly far at all. But everything wrapped up, I do believe these are going to be a good staple in my bag for a while to come now. I'm glad I grabbed a handful of them, and I'm probably going to be getting more soon and in the future. So, these right here, at least one of them, are going in the bag. As far as for everyone else, stay safe out there, wash your hands, and do your part to help flatten the curve on this virus. Together, I think everyone working as one big unit is going to be able to really stomp this thing out. That way we can all get back to our normal lives as quick as we can. So please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or anything about the disc, comment below. If you have any other disc that you want me to review, comment below. I'm probably going to be doing a few more of these staples in my bag as far as the review video goes. Probably going to be trying to get those out soon. The weather is turning very nice. It feels absolutely amazing outside. So hopefully I'll be able to get out and get some more footage and content out for you guys as quick as I can. So like I said, like and subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you guys on the next one.